Okay. Hello everybody, today I'm going to be reading over the patch notes on the PvP updates for patch 7.31. Alright, let's see what they've made so far in this recent patch. All jobs, Purify. MP cost has been reduced from 2500 to 2000. Recuperate. MP cost has been reduced from 2500 to 2000. Okay, this is good news because now, since Purify and Recuperate only takes 1/5 of your mana bar, now you can use Purify once and you can still have Recuperate to use 4 more times. So it's kind of like it used to be a little bit, but it still is tied to your mana with Purified. But at least it's not 1/4, because in this before this patch, it will feel like once you get a debuff on you, like stun, bind, Miracle of Nature, Deep Freeze, and so forth, it felt like, should I waste 1/4 of my mana just for Purify? And then I'm stuck with only 3 Recuperate while I'm getting hurt? Or should I just bite the bullet and use Purify and then do it? Like, it's one of those things where, should I wait or should I not wait? And it's even worse when the white mage does Miracle of Nature on you and steals 1/4 of your mana. So now that it's reduced, it will help with that a little bit. So, and I think I saw down here there's a white mage change, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I feel like this is an improvement from what it used to be. Now you won't feel pressured to leave any debuff on yourselves because you're scared that you're not going to have enough Recuperate to heal yourself. But let's see how this goes. Let's see how this patch feels with this improvement. Let's see. Dark Knight. Salted Earth. Healing over time potency has been increased from 4000 to 6000. Damage over time potency has been increased from 4000 to 6000. Delay until Salt and Darkness becomes usable has been reduced from 1 second to 0.8 seconds. Okay, it's a nice buff, both healing and damage, and it made it a little bit faster to activate the combo that comes after Salted Earth, which is Salt and Darkness. Potency has been increased from 4000 to 6000. Okay, so overall, Dark Knight has buffs, so that's nice. Also, something that's not added here that I'm looking at right now is that I know Dark Knight has an ability called, what's it called? Plunge, which Plunge rushes to the target and delivers an attack with a potency of 2000, and it also afflicts target with Soul Survivor. So when you eliminate an opponent that has Soul Survivor, it gives you back 20% HP and 20% mana back to you. So effectively, that's giving you like an extra 1 full charge of Recuperate, because it'll give you 2000 back. So that's kind of nice for Dark Knights if they're struggling to stay alive and heal themselves. Now Plunge will be more useful for them, so that's a nice buff for them overall. Alright, let's see. Monk. Alright, Dragon Kick potency has been increased from 4500 to 5500. Twin Snakes increased from 5000 to 6000. Demolish from 5500 to 6500. Leaping Oppo 6500 to 7000. Okay. Rising Raptor 7000 to 7500. And Pouncing Curl 7500 to 8000. So overall, they got a damage buff increase. And if for those who don't know, all of these is the combo. Is when you use Dragon Kick, you use Twin Snakes, you use Demolish, Leaping Oppo, Rising Raptor, Pouncing Curl, and then it finishes off with Phantom Rush. So the combo itself got a damage buff. So all of these, look at that, 1000 potency, 1000, 500, 500, 500. And this one, Phantom Rush, the last one, reduction in potency for enemies after the first target has been removed. So that means, let's see, let me go on the left side here. Monk, let me check, what does Phantom Rush do again? Delivers an attack with a potency of 12,000 to target and all enemies nearby it. Okay, so what this does is that instead of reducing the damage after the initial hit from the target, it's 12,000. Now everybody nearby the target will take 12,000. It's a 12,000 AoE now, flat out. Everybody gets it. So that's a nice buff. Earth's Reply. Potency has been increased from 3,000 plus 25% of compound damage to 4,000 plus 25% of compound damage. Cure potency has been increased from 6,000 plus 50% of compound damage to 8,000 plus 50% of compound damage. Okay, another buzz for the damage of Earth's Reply. Is it Earth's Reply? Yes. So you have to use Riddle of Earth so you can have Earth's Reply ready. Okay, so it's a nice buff. It does a little bit more damage and compounds more of the damage. Okay. So overall, Earth's Reply is a nice little addition, buff addition to Monk. So people that play Monk will have a really good time now, punching everybody and kicking. Dragoon. Gar's Kogel. Increase to damage suffered caused by life of the dragon has been reduced from 25% to 15%. Okay, so that's a buff. The Dragoons are taking less damage now while they're in the Life of the Dragon mode. Alright, next, Ninja. Forked Raiju. Fleeting Raiju ready. Effect duration has been reduced from 10 seconds to 5 seconds. So you use Forked Raiju and it gives you 10 seconds to use Fleeting Raiju, which basically does, let's see, rushes target and delivers an attack with a potency of 6,000 and it gives a stun for 2 seconds. Yeah, so Forked Raiju and Fleeting Raiju, they do the exact same thing. You rush towards the target, they take 6,000 damage, and they give stun. Each one of them, Forked Raiju and Fleeting Raiju. So when you use Forked Raiju, it gives you Fleeting Raiju ready, which lets you just use Fleeting Raiju. So it reduced the timer. So now you have 5 seconds between those two attacks to use them. So now you can't hold on to it for 10 seconds. So that's more of a time nerf. Alright, Samurai. Meikyo Shisui. Effect duration has been reduced from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. Oh, if I understand this right, I know what this is. Let's see. While I look this up, Samurai. I think this is one of the abilities you get that's similar to Purify. Alright, grants Meikyo Shisui. Nullify status afflictions that can be removed by Purify, as well as knockback and draw-in effects for 2 seconds. So they are aligning this with Purify, because Purify used to be 3 seconds, and now it's 2 seconds. Meaning when you use Purify, it will give you like 3 seconds resilience to any other stun, bind, deep freeze, miracle of nature. But they reduced Purify from 3 seconds to 2 seconds, the resilience part. So they did the same thing now with this one. Okay. Alright, next up, Viper. Backlash. Amount of damage dealt of sword as HP has been reduced from 100% to 50%. That's a nerf. So they don't heal for 100% of the damage they do with Backlash anymore. Now it's 50%. Okay. That's too bad. Alright, next up, Bard. Encore of Light. Reduction to target's MP has been reduced from 5,000 to 4,000. Okay. So it seems like they're reducing this across the board for any job that reduces mana to a target. That's still 40% of your mana bar, 4,000. But it's still dangerous though. But still a nerf for bards. Machinist. Maximum HP has been increased from 57,000 to 58,500. Oh, they have a little bit more health. Okay. Machinist are a little bit scary as the range DPS, the physical range DPS, because they do a lot of burst damage, but now they have a little bit more HP, so okay. That's a nice buff for people that are Machinists. Scattergun. Potency has been increased from 6,000 to 8,000. Oh my god. Scattergun is a Kono AoE that it hits multiple people for 6,000 each, right? And also it's a knockback. But if you hit a target that's by themselves, it just doubles the damage. So it used to be 6,000 plus 6,000. Now it's going to be 8,000 plus 8,000 on a single target. Oh my god, that's a nice buff. Because I do play Machinist, but also I can see how that's very dangerous going against Machinists now. Like, it's one of the things that you want to be with your team, because you don't want to be singled out with the scattergun. Oh man. Alright, next up, Dancer. Fountain. Potency has been increased from 6,000 to 7,000. Fountain Fall. Potency has been increased from 8,000 to 9,000. Fan Dance. Potency has been increased from 4,000 to 6,000. Okay. Across the board, these attacks has damage increase. Black Mage. Xenoglossy. Amount of HP absorbed when player HP is above 50% has been reduced from 100 to 50%. Okay. That's a nerf for them. So they heal less. When the Black Mages have 50% health or higher, when they use Xenoglossy, they only take half of the Xenoglossy's attack as HP now. That's a nerf for them. Wreath of Ice. Reduction to damage taken has been reduced from 25% to 20%. That's another nerf for them. So basically this is making Black Mages less tanky, because I've seen a lot of Black Mages be very confident, which is weird to see because they're casters, but I've seen them rush people, even rush me when I'm a tank or another DPS, and I'm like, okay, these guys are being very confident because they have Wreath of Ice, they have what's the other one called? Let me look it up real quick. Black Mage. Burst. They have a spell called Burst that gives them a barrier worth 15,000 potency. So they have that, and on top of that, Wreath of Ice, and on top of that, Xenoglossy to heal themselves. So overall, they're nerfing Black Mage, but they're still kind of tanky. So overall, if you're a Black Mage, this is bad news. Summoner. Necrotize. Potency has been increased from 4,000 to 5,000. Okay. Just a simple damage buff for them, for that Necrotize. Pictomancer. Maximum HP has been reduced from 55,500 to 54,000. Oh, that's a nerf. That's sad to see. I do like playing Pictomancer, but you never want to see a reduction of your HP. Alright, Smudge. Recast time has been increased from 12,000 from 12 seconds to 15 seconds. Okay. Smudge is one of those abilities. Let's see. It makes the Pictomancer. Let me switch here. It makes the Pictomancer dash forward, and it also lets you insta-cast one of the motifs. Alright. White Mage. Miracle of Nature. Reduction of target's MP has been reduced from 2,500 to 1,000. Yep. That's another MP reduction reduced. which is good. It's bad for white. This is something that I can see it and from both sides. If you're a white mage, this is bad because Miracle of Nature was really strong, and it still is strong. But seeing that nerf is just bad news for you, right? If you're a white mage. For everybody else, it's a little bit of a good news because now you're not taking away 1/4. They're not taking 1/4 of mana away from you, which is really annoying to see when you're in battle, especially when Recuperate used to cost 2,500. Now it costs 2,000 mana. But still, this is a nerf for them. But depending on which side you're on, it's either a bad thing or a good thing. Afflatus Purgation. Potency has been reduced from 20,000 to 60,000. Oh, that's bad. That's a nerf. That's Afflatus Purgation. That's the limit break that white mages have. So basically, you do 60,000 damage now in the line AoE instead of 20,000. Oh, that's sad to see. But yeah, overall, white mages got a nerf. Scholar, maximum HP has been reduced from 55,500 to 54,000. Okay, it's a lot. There's a few of them that are getting their HP reduced. That's how I like playing Scholar. Scholar are good healers for damage mitigation. I love popping those barriers on everybody. Here's a barrier. There's a barrier. For me, Scholar is fun to play in PvP. Astrologian, Celestial River, no longer reduces healing potency of nearby enemies by 30%. Oh, they took that away. I think that's a limb break. Let me look it up real quick. Healer, Astrologian. It is. Increases damage dealt and healing potency of self and nearby party members by 30%, while reducing damage dealt by nearby enemies by 30%. Sage, Phlegma 3. Potency has been increased from 8,000 to 10,000. Psyche, potency for enemies more than 3 yalms away has been increased from 6,000 to 8,000. Okay. Sage got a buff, which they kind of needed. Because Sage, when I play Sage, I feel like I'm not doing the most amount of damage. I'm just chipping away. Which is fine, because you're a healer, you're not DPS, but still. You would like to do a little bit more damage, especially if they're known for doing damage mitigations or healing teammates while you're doing damage. And the fact that you don't do that much damage just feels bad. But yeah, Phlegma, it's one of those, I think that's an AoE. I think, yeah, Phlegma and Psyche are the combos. Phlegma 3 goes into Psyche 3. I mean, not Psyche, it's just Psyche. So, overall, Sage, they got a buff. Well, leave comments down in the comment section if you like some of the updates they did or not. I would like to hear your opinions on these. I feel like Purify and Recuperate, that's a step in the right direction. That was the biggest thing this patch that I did not like, is Purify taking away 25%, which was terrible because it got to the point where I was not using anything. I was just, oh, I got stunned? Nothing. I didn't want to use Purify because I will have less heals, especially if the white mage used Miracle of Nature on me. It felt terrible because you were losing 50% of your mana. But now that they reduced the amount of cost of mana for Purify Recuperate, step in the right direction. I like this update. Most of the jobs have buffs on them. And yeah, I understand some of the people are not going to be happy with, I guess, Miracle of Nature and Inflated Purgation. The debuff that the white mage have, and same thing with black mage. But I can see why they did that. Yeah, just leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and thanks for watching. More videos coming soon. Bye bye.